Hello, my name is Nate, and I am a member of Franconia Mennonite. Today, we are going to be reflecting on a story in the Bible. It is from a book of the Bible that has one of my favorite titles, Numbers. Now, don't be fooled, that book does have a lot of words in it. Our story today takes us to Numbers chapter 13. This chapter is the scene with the Israelite spies exploring Canaan. Now, earlier in our story, God has rescued his people from Egypt and slavery, and they are now in the desert traveling to the promised land. The spies, 12 in all, have gone to explore the new land and have come back to tell Moses the news. So I do have to say that no story is complete without visuals. As you can see today, our characters are very stuck in the ground. Our story picks up in Numbers chapter 13, verse 27. They gave Moses this account. "We went into the land which you sent us, and it does flow with milk and honey. Here is its fruit. But the people who live there are powerful, and the cities are fortified and very large. We even saw the descendants of Anak there." Alright, we can see that this is a perspective of the spies that they've come back with. And as we know from our life, our perspective greatly impacts how we view certain situations. Another way to look at that is our lens that we look at life through. As we can see, the people that are going to be reporting in this story have different perspectives that they're coming with. Alright, we can see that the Israelites have joined us. They are behind Moses. Our story picks up in verse 30. Then Caleb silenced the people before Moses and said, "We should go up and take possession of the land, for we can certainly do it." That was Caleb's perspective. Caleb has a perspective of one with faith in God. He knows that the promised land, regardless of what anyone else says, is ready and available for the Israelites to move into. This, however, is not the perspective that the others have, other than Joshua. So, faith in God greatly impacted his perspective on the situation. Alright, we can see here in our picture that the Israelites have turned, the Israelite mass has turned and is now behind the 10 spies that had the negative report. And why did that happen? Well, let's see. Verse 31. But the men who had gone up with him, meaning Caleb, said, "We can't attack these people. They are stronger than we are." And they spread among the Israelites a bad report about the land they had explored. They said, "The land we explored devours those living in it. All the people that we saw there are of great size. We saw the Nephilim there. We seemed like grasshoppers in our own eyes, and we looked the same to them." Heart. That's the third piece of what I think stands significant in this story. You can see the heart of the Israelites. They have turned from God once again in our story, and they have gone to the side of those that don't have faith in God or don't believe that God is ready to bring his people into the promised land. This is a big deal for the Israelites. So for today, I want us to think about three things: our perspective, our faith, and our heart. Our perspective. How do we view God? Are we looking for him? Do we seek him? Do we see him in the things going on around us? Faith. With Joshua and Caleb in our story, it is very likely that they did not wake up one morning and decide, you know what, we're going to see something in a different way than the rest of the Israelites. No, I think they have been faithful to God for much of their life in the small things. And it led up to this point in their life where they had faith in God, and their faith led them to believe that the Israelites would be able to take the promised land. Heart. The last thing that I'd like to talk about. Only you know your heart. If you are straying from God, your heart will lead you in the directions of the Israelite masses that we saw today, where the mass of Israelite people, they went from following Moses to following the 10 spies that came back with a very negative report. So my hope today is that our perspective and our faith and our hearts will be centered on God and Jesus as we go through our day today. Thank you.